Hey, Alex here. So EA came out with a video today revealing the franchise mode and a lot of the kind of things they got on the way. Now, we saw a lot of this with the trailer. They introduced a lot of the screens, but kind of they go in more depth here. And I gotta say, franchise mode people, you got catered to. You got. I don't know about spoiled, as you know, you guys have been kind of ignored for a decade. I've made videos the last 5 years or so about how much franchise mode sucks. I used to be a huge franchise mode player until they just abandoned it in the late 2000s. And well, basically after the transition from PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3, that generation, the game got way worse. And they did a little bit better near the end of the 2000s, but they forgot it existed, right? It just hasn't changed, you know. So, like, fixed man franchise trended, and you know what? I think that's one of the best things that happened to the Madden game in, well, quite a while, right? Because they ended up, if it weren't for that franchise, they would have ignored franchise another year, right? If it weren't for that tag. So, take the win, franchise community. I mean, you deserve it, please. You know, I would pat yourselves on the back for that, for kind of making it go large, making it go viral, making EA react to it, and basically improve the game. Now, a lot of the comments will say, hey, these are things we had in the game long ago and they're putting it back in. But I mean, you have to start somewhere, right? Like the coaching trees that we're going to go over, that was in head coach 09. I don't know if, I think it was on the first head coach too. There's only 2 of them before they shuttered that. One of my favorite series. EA had to, you know, unfortunately get rid of that, but that's for another time. We'll talk about that story and my frustration around head coach. But anyways, great job. So here's the thing, like I don't know how much more they're gonna add. They talk about adding scouting in September, but if they keep, you know, iterating, innovating in franchise mode, it's looking up for it, right? Like if they do dedicate staff to it going forward, you know, franchise mode in the community, congrats, right? Because like Madden's got the best online franchise mode in, you know, gaming for sports games, right? NBA, like MLB's franchise mode's awful, right? Like it's just terrible. NHL isn't any good. FIFA, their franchise mode hasn't changed as long as Madden has, but nobody really ever cared about FIFA's franchise mode. 2K is arguably the best franchise, and they have their not only the story, but they also have their player career too. That's really good on 2K. So that's really with who the Madden Tiburon is fighting with, is with 2K. So let's go into it, get off the rambling, and congrats franchise mode. It's looking good to me so far, but we'll break it down scene by scene. So this is basically just the intro. Nothing too important here. Going through that. Let me turn on my sound actually so I can hear the voice. You guys can hear. Let's do it right now.
Hey everyone, Connor Dugan here, Senior Design Director on Madden NFL 22. Super excited to be here with you today to share some of the awesome work our teams are doing, specifically on franchise and Madden 22. Get ready, because we're about to go deep. Some new franchise features that we'll talk about today include franchise staff and new staff.
One thing I will say, people have complained for years about the celebration looking the same. And it is strange they still have the headphones on during the celebration, but Bruce Arians is committed to it.
That we'll talk about today include franchise staff and new staff points, the importance of weekly strategy and the integration of dynamic game day on next-gen consoles, an enhanced season engine, franchise hub updates, tuning, and more.
Now, if you're very frustrated that last-gen consoles and PC are not getting some of this dynamic gameplay, that kind of stuff, I could definitely see that complaint for sure. But you know, EA. Everybody, like, I've been told by a lot of people, like, hey, EA should take a year off to develop the game. I'm glad they don't, right? I would be bored out of my mind if we had to play Madden 21 for another year. I would actually hate it. So, like, they only have so much staff time. So, PC is getting the short end of the stick this year. Last-gen consoles, just like, you know, CD Projekt Red, you're getting screwed, too, with new, I would guess, the new gaming experience, new gaming world.
With new franchise staff, you're in control of everything from the front.
All right, so he's gonna go into this a little bit himself, but I want to highlight this stuff myself. So this stuff is all the same as it has been, but everything from like, so outside of this little corner, the entire screen is new, right? Talent tree, game day goal, firing head coach, obviously you can do that, but offensive coordinator, defense coordinator, player personnel. Now in Madden, I'm trying to like, okay, so my memory of when I played franchise, you know, a decade ago and before and put hours and hours into it, I don't really remember an offensive and defensive coordinator ever doing that in franchise mode. So, like, a lot of people say, oh, this is just bringing back something that Madden used to have. Did it used to have offensive defense coordinators? Somebody in the comment section, let me know what year Madden had it. That's interesting. And you know what? Even if they had it, who cares? They brought it. It's nice. You can increase them to increase your talent tree. We'll go through talent tree in a second, but like, I think it's cool. Adds a little bit of depth. Obviously, we want a full staff, right? Go like out of the park baseball. Do the entire full staff all the way up through the, they got minor league staff, but they of course only have hitting coach, pitching coach, and head coach. They don't go full staff like you would have to go here. Like, I want to hire. Are we gonna have like you gotta hire? You gotta contract out to the whoever brings the food in. You gotta go. You gotta micromanage your hotel stays and which hotel you're gonna stay at. Are you gonna stay at the haunted hotel on your next road trip? Are you going to who's your equipment manager? Are they gonna be good with equipment? How's the cups gonna be? Are you getting a lot of groin injuries because they're notoriously bad on jock support? Like, how deep are we gonna go with, and how deep does the franchise community want the assistance and the basically, like, do we want to go with like a factory manager or like some sort of like simulator like that, like what was Factorio, or I forgot what the heck's the name of the video, or like some sort of like a bureaucracy manager in Madden, right? How much of that do we want to go into? Like, how much depth is needed here, and how interested are people in that kind of like more management of an organization? Because some people it's kind of neat, right? There is some kind of neat when you add and you create that kind of stuff. Like, people like, there's like a farming simulator, there's a trucking simulator, there's a yard work simulator. So whatever there is in life, people want to do. So like, if they really want to get into it, Madden could go super deep on any sort of I guess organizational setup.
Front office to the field. Franchise staff is meant to empower you to build, grow, and customize your coaching staff.
This is super interesting. Julian Edelman, like, so they got guys, like, this is kind of saying, okay, this is something from Madden in the past, where you bring back guys that have retired. Artie Burns, ew. You bring back guys that have retired, and you bring them into head coaching and coaching roles. I think that's kind of cool. Suggs, Hightower, Bethea. So that's something that people have wanted, right? That players retire and then become coaches. You got it, dude.
Using a new RPG talent tree system, so you can build a team that fits your play style.
I think this is really cool. Like, I like these branching talent trees. I've literally been asking this for years in MUT, right? When you get enough stats to power up a player, right? Then you can go with branching talent tree to make them better at certain things that you want. Like, this is awesome. This is absolutely what I want. This is like World of Warcraft. He says in a moment here, I think, that they're gonna bring in more of this. I absolutely adore this. This is great, right? This reminds me a little of Head Coach. Head Coach had it set up a little differently, but overall, this is awesome. I mean, if you're shitting on this, I don't know what to tell you, man. Yeah, you can be negative all you want, but this is an absolute win.
There will be more than 60 different talents to choose from at launch, with more to be added via our Madden 22 franchise live service plan. Plus, the #1 most requested improvement by our players to franchise is scouting. We're targeting September for the release of scouting through a live.
Now, a lot of people, again, are going to shit on them for saying, oh, it's September, right? But at least they're trying, I guess. Like, here, I can get, like, you know what? It's the same thing I said at the beginning of the show here, where I said, people want them to take a year off. They're taking like a couple months off to bring you scouting right here. It's going to take, game long? 8 months. August to September. And, like, I don't know. If they get scouting good, if they make it fun, I know old NCAA scoutings were super fun, but like, if they nail it, nice work, right? So like, maybe don't start your franchise until September, or start it and then just plan on restarting another one, or just finish a franchise in the first month and then get it going again when scouting happens, because it looks neat, right? This, again, an absolute win. The fact that they looked at it. Now, obviously, the trade engine needs updating too, and that's still kind of awful. But still, I mean, like, there's a few things else to complain about, but updated scouting, W.
For a live service update. Madden 22's revamped scout.
So they have area scouts and stuff that you can hire, position expertise. Now I don't know. Like I want like a lot more depth here than just like position, experience. Like I want. Is there ratings under the hood? How do they make sure like Edelman is he a better scout than McCourty? Right? How are they sure that this is gonna
Scouting
happen?
feature will allow you to manage and assign
Oh, it's the tier breakdowns. What do those tiers mean? Does that mean how expensive they're gonna be and how good they are? I wonder if you could scout the scouts.
manage and
Who watches the
assign
Watchmen?
your scouting staff with
View regional breakdown. 50% efficiency boost in one scouting position. 5%. So okay, so like they have like different regions northeast that they can be more effective with, depending on how good they are. That's not bad. That's not bad. I don't mind that at all.
all new now.
What I hope happens in I hope they get rid of like whether a player is going to turn out to be a superstar. Personally, I always hated that, like knowing what their career is going to end up as they're drafted. I always hated that stuff. I want to like, as awful as it sounds, I want to sink time to a guy to realize he's a loser, right? Like I want to be like, oh my god, this guy actually sucks. So like have it like beneath the hood.
National and regional scouts. We'll have a whole new and much more in-depth system for uncovering details about your prospects. And just like
That's so cool. Like I love the depth, right? I want there's like more of it. 6 to 22 talent, 9 completion, top 5 projection, physical. Yeah, we'll see when you end up learning about their potential. But I always hated seeing potential and stuff. Like maybe they can do potential in a way that's like not a bad idea. Like I know like old FIFA would have like has potential to be special and that kind of stuff. But like I still want guys to like not live up to their potential, right? Like guys, like here's the thing, and no matter who you are, you have potential, right? In real life, you literally have potential to be anything. And it's how hard you work at it, right? Like you don't have there's not this innate like level like oh you're just gonna get to be a 95 overall no matter what happens as long as you get good stats in a game, right? Like if they work hard, and obviously we'll see it from week to week. There's a new week to week training, but I don't know. I for one am excited about what he's saying, and I might get like I played a little franchise this past year, but I might actually get into more of it now. And I of course didn't play the franchise during the beta. I've just been playing gameplay to try and get my thoughts on it, and I'll do a video on that soon. But
more
yeah.
in-depth system for uncovering details about your prospects. And just like real life, players will move up and down the draft board all season long. We'll have more
That's
to share
cool.
on scouting later in the
That's
summer.
really cool.
Your franchise staff is made up of 4 positions: head coach, an offensive and a defensive coordinator, and a player personnel department.
Upgrade talents and focus on improving situational performance and ratings boosts. Customize your staff by hiring and replacing coordinators and coaches who get the job done. Cool. Build an elite roster through free agency trades, NFL draft using staff points make. So they haven't mentioned anything about like owner mode or anything, but they basically, I guess they're going to focus on this, like, changing the prices of hot dogs and stuff around the stadium to try and balance the books. They haven't really talked about that, but I guess we'll see. But interesting, player personnel using staff points to make upgrades, player personnel talent tree. Heck yeah, I like that.
Now, I bet you're wondering about those new staff points we mentioned at the top. Staff points can be earned.
I know a lot of people, he's talking about staff points earning it. A lot of people were upset about franchise going potentially pay to play. That's not true. Franchise these things can only be earned in game, or you get them as a pre-order bonus. Because for years, franchise players have complained about there being no pre-order bonus for franchise. So like, all right, let's give them a pre-order bonus this year is what they said. And then like dude, I saw YouTubers, I saw people go off on the I think it was Reddit forums, and they were like, fucking pissed that these things were pay to play. And when it's like, well, yeah, I mean, it's hard to say it's not pay to play when you get a pre-order bonus, but like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. People wanted a pre-order bonus for doing it for Madden, for franchise, but then when Madden does it, people complain that it's pay to play. So they were kind of in like a Kobayashi Maru right there, in my opinion. And, they lost. That's what happens when you play the game with that situation.
Weekly by setting goals, playing your games, and completing objectives. Then you can use staff points to upgrade your staff through coach talents. Easy, right? Next up, weekly strategy and dynamic game day integration. Each week in the NFL presents a new challenge for players, coaches, teams, and fans. Weekly strategy.
I like this. I like this. I like this. I like this. I like, plus insider. Like, here's the thing. They need to rename this better. They absolutely need to rename this better. At least in the beta, it's kind of confusing. When you choose this says offensive game plan, so it makes more sense. But defensive game plan was very confusing. Like, what is plus plus inside blocking, minus minus outside run blocking on defense when I choose inside stuff? Does that mean like I get better? Why it shouldn't say run blocking. It should say like block shedding, right? Inside block shedding minus outside block shedding or something like that. Because like it doesn't make any sense. And maybe what it does is telling you, all right, we're gonna decrease the offense's run blocking, right? Maybe that's what it's saying if you're on defense. But obviously on offense, it makes total sense, right? So like I hope they like tighten it up for release, but that's some of my beta feedback. But otherwise, this makes sense for offense. So like what I'm saying might have just not made sense based on what's on your screen, but on defense, it says the same thing, and it's confusing.
Strategy in Madden 22 is designed to mimic the dynamic environment while offering you the chance to confront and overcome various challenges in different ways.
God dang. That's crazy, dudes. And back it up just slightly. Buccaneers defense play calling tendency. Yeah. That's so cool. Showing all the stats and stuff. Oh, I'm kind of in the way of it. For like how much they call zone, how much they call man, blitz, and zone. Now, here, the important thing will be in their franchise simulator for these numbers to be different team to team. Like I think that'll be difficult for them, and we'll see if it actually happens. Because you know the CPU just calls like the CPU, so having the CPU call plays based off playbook schemes, that kind of stuff. I think it's gonna be difficult for their AI to run it, but we'll see how it ends up working in practice.
In different ways. In essence, weekly strategy is really the core of your franchise experience. Who you play, where you play, and when you play all matter more than ever. Through next-gen stats and the dynamic game day integration, you'll be able to study your...
Wait, hang on a second. Back me up. So they do. It is better now. Okay. It didn't make sense to me during the beta. Maybe they got it better now. Defend inside run defense. Okay. Never mind. Forget what I said. Like here it makes sense. In the beta it did not make sense to me when I was playing it online. Or just regular play versus CPU. Run, pass, play action. I hope play action is going to be good in this gameplay. We're not talking about gameplay today though. Wow. Bucks crazy. That's really neat. Inside run player stats, 6.5 yards per carry. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, and they're only number 2. Is the inside run
integration? You'll be able to study your opponent's strengths and weaknesses with detailed statistical and play calling info. Manage your team's fatigue levels throughout.
Sorry, I keep going through this. There's so many details to unpack here. Defense reacts quicker to... So this is the offensive game plan, blitz counter. Blocker awareness of blitz, double moves versus offensive coverage, blitz counter. You run double moves against the blitz? Set offensive gameplay, blitz counter. Defense quicker is short passes. Usually the way to beat the blitz is to throw it where they're blitzing. Short and quick. What? Double move? Wait, why are we running double moves versus off coverage against the... Like, isn't a blitz mean you have to get the ball out quick? Like, maybe... I feel like I'm in, like, fucking crazy land right here. Defense reacts quicker to short passes versus the blitz counter. No, you don't want that. Like, that's the exact opposite of countering a blitz. Huh. Like, the first one's good, but this one's kind of weird. This one's kind of weird.
Calling info. Manage your team's fatigue levels throughout the season by controlling practice intensity and reps.
Wow. This is actually insane. +5s. You have decided to receive a ratings boost in-game when you call short pass plays. XP is awarded based on depth, trade, step chart, practice intensity, and coach tokens. I think it's kind of cool, right? I think this is kind of cool. The fact that you can, like, say, hey, guess what? You're going to go hard, but there'll be more fatigue for the game. I think it's really cool that they add this, like, balancing aspect to it. Make you actually think about it. Knee cartilage tear. Like, you can injure somebody in practice going too hard. Wow. This is, like, it'll be completely busted if you have injuries turned off. Like, if you have injuries turned off, this shit's broken. They shouldn't allow you, like, I don't know, maybe allow you to turn injuries down, but not off. Because this is like, you know, a lot of the RPG elements they're adding to this game become useless when you allow people to customize their leagues. But, like, people want league customization, so that's, like, a hard thing to balance. Like, You almost have to like make the game as you design it to be played. Like they should offer 2 different game modes. One where it's like, all right, here's the simulation. Here's how it's meant to be played. And then 2, play it however you want, but it's not going to be a balanced experience. I truly think that's how they should do it. Maybe they should do it like Out of the Park has like a way of making a leaderboard, and like it's kind of like their ranked franchise. And then they have like, all right, do whatever you want. Who cares? Make commissioner changes, add creative players to your squad. It doesn't matter. I think Madden could maybe be benefited by something like this, because like this is awesome, but it only works if there's a downside. And if people end up turning off the downside, that's cool. They can play the game how they want, but in the end, it takes away from the experience.
Between game days. Plus, you can assess your first half performance, make adjustments at halftime, and come out of the locker room better prepared for the second half. Because when game day happens...
Yeah, I've done that. They allow you to make adjustments. And then like in MUT and stuff, you can change your abilities. Yeah, it's halftime adjustments are kind of a cool thing. You know, we'll see who the better halftime adjusters truly are. But overall, you know, kind of a neat addition.
You can never be too ready. Here are some additional details on what you can expect to see in weekly strategy.
Yeah, kind of been over that.
NFL players, coaches, and GMs encounter a roller coaster of scenarios every day, every week, all season long. And the enhanced season engine in Madden 22 was built to emulate these true-to-life ups and downs of the NFL.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
Madden 22 will launch with over 35 scenarios, and we'll add more as part of our continued franchise live service commitment. One example is the perfect chemistry scenario. During the season, an elite quarterback can trigger a tiered breakout for a young receiver. As the weeks go on, the challenges get tougher, but the rewards increase, giving you the chance to take a middling wide receiver and turn them into one of the league's rising stars.
I mean, that's kind of what I was saying about nobody's potential is like, you know, defined from the start, and like stuff can change it. And like, I want more like random walk, right? Like more like, you know, I know people hate when they're like their superstars fizzle out, but that's just how the NFL happens, right? A top 5 pick becomes nothing, right? Because even like a stud running back comes in, or a quarterback, and like they realize, oh wait, this guy's actually poop. So see this scenario engine where you could take somebody drafted late and turn them into something great. You know, the Tom Brady career path. Yeah, that's kind of
scenarios like this will allow you to experience more fun and
I mean, I know it's not the first year for the scenario engine, but like them committing more into it is
engaging choices, goals, and challenges that lead to meaningful rewards in-game. This expansive catalog of narrative-driven NFL content will start at launch and continue throughout the year, featuring new choices and challenges that are unique to each story, with an impact on both your on-field gameplay as well as your off-field decision-making. We've also completely revamped the Franchise Hub to make the most important information about your franchise more accessible to you. Some of the updates you will see on the new Franchise Hub include an activities list that...
It's just a new UI. It's nothing special in my opinion. It is kind of neat how they kind of bring it all
displays
together though. So
what you need to do each week, your goals for the week, so you know what you need to accomplish to earn rewards, an updated news screen that keeps you informed of the top stories and reactions from around the league, faster access to roster management screens like signing free agents, adjusting your depth chart, or trading for players, a league tab that surfaces more data to your league versus hunting for information in your stat screens, and a member screen for your online franchise that is easily accessible.
Wow. Yeah, this is crazy. Take this win, franchise community. It's, you can shit on it all you want, but absolutely a win.
Thanks for spending your time with us to learn more about what's new in franchise in Madden NFL 22. Stay tuned for EA Sports Madden NFL 22 channels for more information on the game ahead of the worldwide launch on August 20th, 2021.
All I gotta say is wow. Well, you got what you wanted. Hopefully it works out for y'all. That's it for the video. Those are my reactions. And overall, I'm very positive about franchise going forward. I hope you guys are too. If not, let me know why. Thanks for watching. Please thumbs up the video. Thumbs down if you didn't like it. Otherwise, subscribe, please. It's nice if you do. More content on the way about Madden 22.